Welcome to the Business of Business IT. I'm Bruce Guptill, and this is where we chat with tech industry leaders, executives, influencers, and analysts to explore innovation and disruption in business IT. Today, we have back with us widely respected industry analyst Karen Hobert, and we're talking about Karen's strategic and tactical guidance for enterprises enabling true digital improvement. Karen has published a series of blog posts on this topic with the Analyst Syndicate, and we're hitting on the high points, the critical points of each in this series. So Karen, thank you very much for coming back, and it's great to see you again.
It's great to see you. Back for more.
Back for more. Karen, let's jump right in. One of the first things that grabbed me when I was reading through your posts was you say there's a need to rethink digital transformation, digital business, digital strategy. Are we already beyond the first wave of transformation? Are we moving toward, or should we be in second or even third generation digital business at this time? Why do we need to rethink digital already?
So, as we discussed in our last conversation, there's been a lot of talk about digital transformation, but what's sort of come out of the whole hype and all the efforts that people are making is it's really random acts of transformation. So one thing gets done or another thing gets done, but it's not holistic. It doesn't take on how digital can actually impact the business. Really, when you talk to real business experts about digital transformation, they really talk about it as it being a change in how you think about using technology to deliver business. So with that comes a change in how we should think about our businesses and our enterprises altogether, and that we should really consider digital as part of the business strategy. And that holistic idea is really not embraced in most digital transformation efforts. Okay? There's a piece is done here or there.
Well, one of the things that you mention in your blog posts is, I'm going to quote, a digital enterprise mindset needs to infiltrate the entire organization. So it is not just a way of doing things, but it is a way of thinking. It's a cultural change, a thinking change from top to bottom across everybody, across every aspect of the company.
Yes, exactly. And, really, as I discussed earlier, the digital enterprise mindset is one where it's actually being driven by company leadership, not by IT, not by the people who are great at doing the tactical things around digital. It's really about the leadership saying, we're going to use technology, or maybe even not use technology, but we're going to use technology in a way that's going to help us propel our business forward. Whether it's operational, whether it's products and services that we offer to our customers, whether it's how we make our employees more effective at their job. It really has to be pervasive from the top down.
And if it's not pervasive, and if it's not unified to some extent anyway, how does that add, or does that add to the cost of doing business? Obviously, it should add to the cost of going digital, because if you have these random acts going on, as you described them, then a lack of coordination, a lack of unification will, of course, increase complexity and cost. But if they're not thinking the same way, or thinking along the same lines, aligned in as many ways as possible, isn't that also going to drive up the cost of doing business?
It certainly can, and nobody's arguing that doing random acts of transformation aren't at some level helpful to some part of the business, whatever your problem you're trying to solve. But think of it this way, only one person drives the car, right? Everybody has to know that they're going in the right direction. And I actually think of this current situation with the shutdowns of offices and how so many businesses did a massive transformation on how they conducted business literally overnight, within days.
Mm-hmm.
And the one primary difference between, say, February of 2020 and March of 2020 was that there was everyone, the entire business was of a single mind. How do we keep conducting business while people are at home?
Mm-hmm.
With that single mindset, they were able to accomplish as much as they accomplished, right?
Excellent example. And so the next step for a lot of organizations then will be to see how or if they can leverage this unification of purpose and the leadership of their various organizations. Maybe it's the head of the enterprise, maybe it's department heads. It should probably be everybody in between. Whether or not they can generate the momentum or keep the momentum going to proceed, to go to the next level of digital. We've got sort of a layer, if you will, a foundational layer now that we didn't know that we were going to have 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And now you can build from that. And no one's arguing that, you know, changing the way you look at digital as far as a business, there are big cultural hurdles to overcome. There always are.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's arguing that, you know, it's not going to take some time and effort, or that things will happen on a sort of, let's say, a maturity model scale,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the first thing that needs to happen is really to think differently, to take on a digital enterprise mindset. There's no way you can execute a digital enterprise if you don't have the mindset for it, right? And that's really the critical piece.